Arm day.
Content creators, and solo adventurers. GoPro's modular lens mods were a hit, and the Hero 14 is expected to build on that with even more options, possibly including a telephoto lens and advanced underwater mods. But here's the cool part. The camera might auto-adjust settings based on the lens attached. No more digging through menus, just pop on a mod, and the Hero 14 does the rest. Battery life is always a big deal for GoPro users, especially when shooting in harsh conditions. The Hero 13 introduced a 1900 milliamp hour Enduro battery, and the Hero 14 could up that to 2100 milliamp hour. Longer shoots, better cold weather performance, and more reliability in extreme heat. That's exactly what GoPro needs to keep up with modern demands. GoPro's been dipping into AI, but the Hero 14 could take it further. Think AI-assisted auto edits, real-time highlight creation, and seamless cloud uploads. Instead of scrolling through hours of footage, the camera could handle the hard work, selecting the best clips and editing them for you. That's a massive time saver, especially for creators constantly on the move. Pricing is expected to stay familiar, with the Hero 14 likely landing between $400 and $450. That keeps it in line with GoPro's premium tier, while still undercutting some mirrorless and DSLR setups. Bundles with mounts, extra batteries, and lens mods will likely be available, especially for GoPro subscribers who get early access and added perks. As for the release date, GoPro's been steady with fall launches. The Hero 14 is expected to drop in September 2025, following the usual annual cycle. With competitors like DJI and Insta360 turning up the pressure, this year's GoPro release has a lot riding on it. But if the leaks hold true, the Hero 14 might just be the model that resets the bar. Bigger sensor, faster frame rates, wireless audio, and smarter features, this could be the action camera GoPro fans have been waiting for. Stay tuned for more updates, and consider subscribing for the latest news as launch season approaches.
Magandang araw sa inyo mga banateros, at ito na nga pag-usapan natin mga may init na issue. Ito press na press pa galing mo sa...
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Like, I like the trend twins, but would I like them more to be natural? Yeah, but maybe not. They're funny and entertaining, but like watching them get jacked and huge bench, almost 600, well, it's exciting. But they're not natural, they're even younger than you.
Yeah, well, when we first met up, they were I believe, pretty sure, they were still natural when we met up the first time. I believe. And then when we lived together for a minute, and that's where they started taking like the full-on like cycles and stuff. And then now I believe they're back to being on like TRT.
I think they're on a cycle now, I think.
I can't remember.
I would assume.
They always were pretty like, they had that personality beforehand, even on like being natty. They still have like good physiques and whatnot.
Yeah.
But again, their names are trend twins, so it's like.
Yeah, so how many people would be like, well, jacked on trend with striated chest and stuff, and it was hard for me because I knew if I do another bodybuilding show and I blast hella trend, I'm gonna get way more views on that, the road to my next show. And so I had to say, sacrifice like like fans and support.
It's almost like building a new audience.
It was it was like a crossroads because
Yeah.
I was famous for using steroids. That's how I started my channel. And then I was like, now my channel is kind of like the anti-steroid guy, even though I'm an HRT. And so I had to kind of like navigate
So
that.
when you say, so that point I kind of want to touch on too, I feel like there's a lot of misinformation. So a lot of the guys who like to look up to me for being natty, they just say like, when I hear them, you come up to me in person or Snapchat me, they're like I hate that you had to like take steroids. Like I feel like there's got to be, there's a complete difference. I hate being put in the same like ballpark as like the Sam Suleks.
Yeah.
I feel like there's got to be more knowledge of there is a difference. Like you agree, like there's between HRT and it's not, to me, I don't see it as like, oh, Alex takes steroids now, because then you're like, okay, you're saying, well, they like DECA test, like, no, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's the, do you get what I'm saying?
There's a massive difference. Me and you are on essentially the same thing. You're on 20 more milligrams than me. So we're almost on the same exact cycle. It's very, very similar. Your test levels are a little bit higher than mine, but you could easily drop it slightly. And so we're about the same. I used to blast steroids. So is there a difference? Yes. So for example, have you ever seen Sam Sulek's blood work?
No.
Have we seen Mike Isertel's blood work? Have we seen any of the world's strongest men's blood work? We haven't seen any of their blood work. How about Michael Hearn? We don't see their blood work because if we saw it, we would be mind blown on how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sam Sulek, I'm a huge fan of Sam. Anyone that watches my videos are like, man, you like Sam a lot. Like I'm like, he's like the best thing. Even though I know that his health is horrible on blood, there's no way he prepped for that show and had like good blood work. So if I compared his to yours, his would be just, he would pray to have your blood work.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as we say like your blood work is bad, I'm sure that all pro bodybuilders, and this includes like a guy like Sebum, there's no way I believe that his blood work was good.
Yeah.
So you're doing it much more safely, especially where you're willing to listen and be like, because you're like in behind the scenes, like he's like, hey, can you explain to me about my kidneys? And like, it's not just like blasting recklessly. It's like, if I see my testosterone levels too high, you went down. You said you go down and you did. And so if you lowered your test to 100 and you got your blood work back, it's like you're doing everything you need to do.
Yeah, it's like so fun to me. It's like I choose to almost be over vulnerable about it, like showcasing the blower, showcasing everything, and then it's like people choose to hate it even more, even though the people who aren't doing any of that just continue to be fully like supported for even doing something that's extremely bad. It's like the more vulnerable I choose, which I don't care about. I understand social media page and whatnot. Like I'll always choose to still be vulnerable, but it's like they use more of that against me even more, even though I'm trying to showcase this is how I feel like everyone should be with it.
These people are trying to get at you because most of them are envious and or jealous. Envious being worse because it could never be. Jealousy is not so bad, but envy is bad. And so they're trying to find a way to get at you. You're here, like, come on, you're like good looking guy, lots of muscle, money, like you have everything going for you, and they're probably not quite at your level. And so anything they can do to snap at you.
Yeah.
For me, it's you're a 5'6" man. I'm like, yeah, but I'm 6'5" sitting on my wall.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, so you just gotta like,
That's a good one.
and
That's
so I gotta get these personality tests. Like, because when people say this to me, like, because I'm very vulnerable, open, honest, transparent kind of guy, I just tell you what I think. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yeah.
And if you don't like me, I don't give a shit. And so I think that I'm older too. I'm pointing out because like I'm trying to picture me at your age, and I was more like something like body dysmorphia. When I gained body fat after a show, I'd be like, man, I'm fat. I don't like my leg. Like when you speak, I'm like, man, I kind of felt like that when I was like in my early 20s. I think as you get older, you get more used to it.
Yeah.
So people are just trying to hurt you, and they don't know how, and so they're just poking at you. And what? So like, I mean, how can you hate on somebody for recognizing a mistake and then trying to do better?
Yeah.
I think it takes a big man to do that. Like, most people can't admit they make mistakes. They're like, no, and they can't admit it.
Well, that's what the problem is that like fixes really everything. And I think the reason that never fell is because of pride at the end of the day. So I think when you can have like humility in every aspect, that's huge. So there's times where I know I can even be better at it.
Why are you still working your 9 to 5? Why are you still working your 9 to 5 job? And I say this with all due respect. People don't want to be who they want to be Ashton Hall. Live. Ashton Hall is all about live. Yes, he's very good at it, enough to make him millions of dollars, but should you in fact believe his lies and do what he has done?
And so this video has already amassed over 20 million views.
I wish they told me that I didn't have to get a coaching degree to be successful. That I didn't need to go to the NFL to retire my mom. I wish they told me that I didn't need to do all the things I thought I needed to do to be successful in this life. All you need to do is learn how to solve people's problems. This is specifically for my online coaches out there. 2025, you need to realize you have to be on social media. If you're not pushing content on a day-to-day basis, what are you doing?
All right, and so what I gather from that is that we should all quit our university degrees. What's the point of going to university? What's the point of getting an education? All you need to do is solve people's problems. How are you going to solve people's problems if you don't know how to do anything yourself? If you don't know the basics? And so let's rewind time. I consider myself to be equally as successful as Ashton Hall. And so Ashton's saying, I wish I'd been told I didn't have to go to university. I went to university, have a degree in kinesiology, even got my master's. That allows me to know a little bit about training, about coaching. I don't like the thought of telling people that you don't need to know anything. You don't need to do anything. You just need to go viral, splash your face in ice water, and solve other people's problems. When you have a degree, you understand things far greater than if you don't. If you don't study, if you don't demonstrate that you can go to class, to school, to educate yourself, how are you going to coach other people?
People want to be you. It's literally not that hard.
No, they don't. You think everyone wants to be everyone else? The 20 million people that watch his videos, you think everyone wants to be them? You're 25% body fat, 50% body fat, 5'4", have no muscle, and are unattractive. People don't want to be you. People want to be Ashton Hall. Why? Because he looks great. He looks amazing. He used and abused performance-enhancing drugs. How many think that he's natural? How many think that if Ashton Hall were 160 pounds of fat, that people would have bought his coaching plans? And so the first thing you need to do is look the way everyone wants to look. Develop amazing physique that only 1 in 10,000 people can get. People don't want to be you, they want to be Ashton Hall.
Invest 2 hours a day into telling people how you got to where you're at.
What if where you're at is a high school dropout? You dropped out of university. Hey everyone, I'm going to spend 2 hours. Well, I smoke too much weed, I play video games all day. This is how I got to where I am. Ashton Hall doesn't understand, as almost anyone doesn't, that he has amazing genetics. That just because he was able to do it doesn't mean that you can't. That if you follow in his footsteps, it's not some golden paved road that's going to get you all the way to the top.
I've been doing this now for over 4 years.
Wow, he's been doing it for an amazing 4 years, and we're made millions of dollars. What are the odds that you're going to be that person? And so you might be thinking this is negative. Yeah, but Greg, he's so positive. You can do it. What if you can't?
So let me show you exactly what I did to make 7 figures as an online fitness coach. I got really, really good at one skill.
Yeah, taking steroids. Got really, really good at taking steroids and lying about it. That's the one skill he got good at. He got good at looking good. Let's just be honest. Do we know he's a great trainer? We've seen his training in videos. A bunch of push-ups outside, sprinting really fast, and that hocus pocus jumping around. He said he could burn 500 calories in 20 minutes, which he can't. It's another lie. And so, does he actually look like he knows how to train people? He looks like he knows how to train himself. And he lies, says, hey, I'm 100% natural. This physique, 100% natural. He states he was bench pressing close to 500 pounds at just over 20. Well, being natural, I believe it was 470, when the world record for naturals is just over 500. Does anyone believe that?
I was posting content every single day.
Yeah, he was posting content of him doing push-ups, jumping around, sprinting all over the place. What are the odds that if you had done that same thing that you would have gone viral?
I was tired, working 70 hours a week at LA Fitness.
Notice, he did this while he was working. He didn't just quit his job. He was working 70 hours a week and doing this in his spare time. I think I did it. I was a school teacher and was posting after. I was also coaching and training clients after hours, as well as volunteering my time coaching students to become better athletes. You have to be willing to work.
Every single day, super tired, but I was still getting my post up on a day-to-day basis.
And so one thing that he stated you should do, and I 100% agree with this, you have to post every day. So many people are doing it once a week, or they do it every day for a while, then they take a month off. Hey, I'm back again. I'm going to explain why I've been gone for 3 months. You've been gone for 3 months because you're lazy. Because
There's 2 billion people on Instagram. 2 billion people.
Yeah, there's 2 billion people on Instagram, but there's also a lot of competition. For every Ashton that made it, there's 10,000 that didn't. All you have to do is post every single day, do reaction videos, do an ad, you're going to be a millionaire. Hey, I know, I made a cookbook. All you have to do is make a cookbook, you're a millionaire. It doesn't work like that. And so what he's doing is he's overvaluing his own skill and undervaluing his luck.
People think it has to be either skill or luck that explains success. But the truth is, you need both.
This is very typical of anyone who's made it to the top.
Why are you still working your 9 to 5?
Why are you still working your 9 to 5 job? Imagine this is me 10 years ago. Why are you still working your 9 to 5 job? Well, I guess I resigned from being a teacher. Should I quit my job because Ashton Hall dipped his face in Saratoga water, rubbed the banana peel on his face? What's wrong with you? You're working your 9 to 5 because you have bills to pay. You don't just quit your job. Now do it reasonable at the same time. You work your 9 to 5 job, and in your spare time, you follow your passions, whatever you enjoy most in this life. Whether that's working for something to make money, or just following your passion. If you enjoy making videos about nutrition, diet, and so on, do it in your spare time. If it happens to take off, it's amazing. But don't count on it to pay off, because if you quit your 9 to 5 job to do this, what if you're not successful? Don't quit your 9 to 5 before you've secured your employment.
Why are you still working your 9 to 5? Should I just bet on myself? Everyone's gonna think I'm crazy. What if I fail?
Maybe they have a point. If everyone thinks you're crazy, maybe you're crazy.
So I took a leap of faith. I left.
It's so easy in hindsight when you became a millionaire. What about all the people that say, yeah, I took a leap of faith, left, and got no money, no job? Do you know how many people that even Coach Greg has employed and they left for better pastures? And then look back, can I have my job back? This happens all the time, and so please be careful.
I went from $5,000 a month at LA Fitness to $10,000 a month with in-person training. Then I realized I'm trading time for money.
When you're scaling up your business, you're going to have to trade time for money. That's why you hustle. That's why I work 100 hours a week. Now, after you've gotten to this level where you're so successful, you can then try to leverage the money you have, try to make extra money by not having to commit extra time.
You're working, you're doing good, but you got followers, you're getting views, you're stuck in-person coaching. Maybe you should pull back from in-person coaching and you should go online.
Remember, he's saying maybe you should. Maybe. Do you know how many people I know who are in-person coaches who would love to be able to make money from online training? I message these people, hey, I got 50,000 followers. I'm thinking, wow, you have 50,000 followers, you should be able to make an amazing living online. I have 50,000 followers and making over $500,000 a year as an online coach. But just because I can do it doesn't mean that they can. Oh, you have 50,000 followers, how many clients do you have? 4. Not everyone wants to hire you. Now, if you look like Ashton Hall, you're jacked, you're a pro bodybuilder, you have your master's degree, you didn't drop out of university, you actually studied, you know what you're doing, you have clients that speak positive of you, that can validate what you're doing, then you can make some money. Just because you're an employee at Good Life Personal Training doesn't mean you can just get magically dozens and dozens of clients that are going to pay you whatever you want.
I was so scared. On month 2, I'm making $10,000 a month. My family's like, yo, Ash, like, it worked.
But here's the thing, he was already making $5,000, and so he had that money, he had that baseline. He easily could quit his job and go to online coaching, and let's be honest, if that didn't work out, he could have found a job elsewhere. Everyone's gonna hire Ashton Hall. Look at this guy. A guy with that much muscle who claims to be natural, who doesn't want to train and look like him?
It worked. Stay where you're at. You're good, bro. You're tripping. Count your blessings. I said, no, this isn't good enough. There's way more potential online. It might be a risk, but I have to go for the end. And me, I'm not the type of guy where I'm going to do both. I'm doing one thing. I'm going all in at one thing. Very loyal.
And listen, being loyal might be great in a relationship, but when you're trying to work 2 jobs, some people, they just have to do it. Make sure before you quit your job that you have something secure. Don't just say, oh, I believe in myself, I'm betting on myself. You have to be realistic.
I left in-person training. The first month I went online, I kid you not, true freaking story. I went from $10,000 per month to $20,000 the first month.
And do you think he did this with 600 followers? I did an ad or not on Ashton Hall 3 years ago. He had over 1 million followers. 3 years ago. He already had a massive following. And so if you're watching this and you have 1 million followers and you do what Ashton's saying, you probably can do it. Anyone out there that's a personal trainer with over 1 million followers, if you're interested in being coached by myself and my team, that's right, we're looking for 10 individuals. I'm not going to coach hundreds of clients. Ashton perhaps he coaches 1,000. How many people think that if Ashton's coaching 1,000 clients, that he's doing any of those plans? When you get people who are ultra famous and they're selling you plans for $200 a month, you really think that that person is actually coaching you, or then they pass it off to someone else who does all the coaching for them? And so if you want to coach by me and my team, that's right, me and my team. Guy comes to my house 5 days a week. We coach together. If you want that plan, I'm offering brand new coaching packages. Coaching prices that you can afford. You all know I'm one of the most expensive coaches in the world. Wanted to open up for far more people to be able to coach by me as well as my team. And so if you're interested, click the link in the description and apply below.
Not only can you make more money, but you can help way more people. You can live your life anywhere in the country. You can make money from Dubai.
I love how he says that. I think it's random bros working at like Good Life or Fitness FX or where the heck are they training? They're getting paid $15 to $25. You can work in Dubai. They can't even afford the plane ticket to Dubai. They're not girls that are being paid to go there, escorts. Many people are guys. What do you mean? Personal trainers for the most part are broke. I mean, you might be paying the gym $70 an hour to be trained with that person. They're paying that person $25. These are highly trained athletes. Do you know how many IFBB pros are personal trainers? Most of them. And what do you think they're doing? Most are selling steroids, SARMs, peptides in secret. Why? Because they don't make enough money from personal training. And so what do most personal trainers do? They coach the person and they say, how many steroids do you want? That's where they're making their money. Personal trainers are not rich. And so if they're flying out to Dubai, going to Japan, China, relaxing on the beach, who do you think is paying them to do this? And so yeah, if you've got millions of followers like Ashton Hall, over 12 million followers, it's ridiculous. I mean, really, he dipped his face in total water. Good for him, but he is in fact a liar. Despite the fact he's this successful, I'm not jealous. Great for him. I don't need more money. But he isn't natural. And if you believe that you too can do this, and it's such a great message, let's all cheer for Ashton. Everyone can be a multimillionaire. Can they though? If they haven't gone to university, if they don't have a skill, they don't actually know how to train, how are they going to coach these athletes? Do they know it's calories in, calories out? Do you know how many trainers suck ass and donkey balls? Most suck. And so why do you think that someone like me came along years ago and was so successful by coaching? Well, he has a master's degree in PhD. He's an IFBB pro. He's coached thousands of athletes who have also won shows and demonstrated this actually works. Written multiple books, multiple cookbooks. Who would you want to be coached by? And so, who do you think is a better coach? Myself or Ashton Hall? Is it even close? Now, Ashton probably knows how to design a cycle that you can be a fake natty as well. That's what he knows. What do you think he's thinking? Hey, bro, Ashton Hall, all I want to know is what do you mean, Paul? I'm rubbing banana peels on his face and dipping his face in Saratoga. Let's be honest, that's what he did. He's gotten so famous because he's gotten viral. Now, what are the chances that you...
Time to feed my baby.